Everyone, it's Kirei here for Hey Little Magpie, and I have a brand new layout for you using the Simple Stories Colour Me Happy collection. And I have to say, this is probably my favourite Simple Stories collection for a while. I mean, I love all the Simple Stories collections, but this one just makes me feel happy. We're coming into it's spring, and the colours are bright, and yeah. So anyway, I've pulled out some photos from a recent trip to Tulley's tulip fields near me here in St Albans. I know there's a few around the UK. This one only started here last year, and I went along last year, and I had to go back this year because I love seeing all the tulips in bloom. They're actually my favourite flower, and I had them for my wedding bouquet. So yeah, so I took advantage of a bright sunny day to go down, and yeah, got lots of beautiful photos. So what I've done is I've pulled out a couple of the pattern papers. I've got the Yes Please, which is the pink ledger paper as a background. And then I've mounted my photos using two of the other pattern papers. I've used the orange All About It. And I did start off using pink pattern paper, one of the pink pattern papers. Forget the name of it actually, sorry. But I realised I was then putting it onto a pink background, so I've quickly changed that, and I've used the teal that you can see here, the one I'm backing. That one's called My Goodness. So and then I have the on the other side of the My Goodness pattern paper, the one you can see here with the teal background, it has a ledger paper with a flower corner element, and I felt I loved that so much. But I do like to add dimension to my layout, so I decided to fussy cut that and then add it back onto this pink background instead. So to give me a bit more dimension, I've just added foam pads along the edges of all the flowers. It's just stuck flat on the straight edges there. So there we go. So I'm just, redoing that, but onto this pink background here. And I really like how that looks. Photos. Okay, so I've got, as I said, 8 photos. I've mounted them into 2 4-photo strips, and then I'm just going to raise up the top edges of both strips just using my foam strips here, and then I can add my embellishments. So bring in my trusty T-square, I think, in just a moment. I can't possibly, not have them straight. I mean, to be fair, there are lines on this paper. You'd think that would be, it would be fine. But oh no, I still have to use the T-square. So yeah, I was just looking at my other camera. I've taken photos because I've had things placed and I know where they were, and I'm just making sure I'm putting them back where I wanted them to be. So yeah. Okay, photos stuck down, perfect. And then I can start to add the embellishments. Now I'm using the floral bits ephemera, and I love this. I love that there's a whole pack of flowers and leaves and all that sort of thing, versus just having them mixed in with the regular ephemera, because I do love flowers. I just think you can put them on any layout. Obviously for this layout, they were perfect because I am my photos of all of flowers. But yes, I've built up a corner cluster there at the top left, just a little cluster over to the right. And then I'm just adding a few more elements into my large fussy cut corner piece here. So, and you'll see me here, I am just trimming off the wider white strip. I do leave some white border. I just don't like the wider white strip on the ephemera. I mean, that is obviously personal choice. I mean, a lot of people I know are not fans of fussy cutting or anything like that. So totally get, it's something, I just like to do. So yeah. I mean, often I'll do it. I can sit and just put the TV on and I fussy cut away to my heart's content. Yeah. And I just find it very relaxing. So yeah, I know some people think that's crazy, but hey. Okay, so I'm getting my ephemera stuck down now. So just layering up the pieces. I am just sticking them down just in the center. I'm not really using foam pads on any of these here because I've already sort of curved up the leaves and the edges of the flowers. So which is fine. Just tucking it in another pink flower there because I felt like I had a bit of a gap and it didn't look quite right. In the end, actually, you'll see what I do because I take that off anyway. So yeah, oh, there we go. Of course, I have to just trim off that slightly wider white border, but that's okay. It doesn't take a moment, and then and get that down. But what's next? I can't actually remember what I did next, actually. I know what I did. That's right. Okay. So I brought in my Hey Little Magpie embellishment kits, which are fabulous. If you don't know what they are, they're a monthly subscription, and you get a fabulous kit of different bits and pieces, all additional embellishments that you can just add into your layout. And I really love that. So here you can see I'm just removing the flowers that I added on earlier so I can get these little sort of knitted flowers stuck in place. What I like about the embellishment kit is it gives me different types of texture to add to my layout. So versus it just being sort of cardstock and stickers and those sorts of things, it means I can add something different. So in your embellishment kit, you could get things such as ribbon, twines, doilies, the little fabric flowers, little knit flowers, little puffy hearts, little shaped paper clips, clouds, all sorts of different little charms. You might even get some wooden pieces, little titles. So yeah, it's a fabulous way to just add to your paper collections with other elements that you can add in. And I just go back into my stash and just keep and look and see what I can add to my layout. So yeah, I do love that. Okay, so I've added the little white knitted flowers, and I've got that green butterfly that I've used. I'm now just adding in some of the phrase stickers, and I'm just raising those up on foam pads, and they're going to just layer up on the right over on the corner there. And then I'm just I've added my title, Happy Days. That was from the foam stickers. And I have the enamel dots here. I'm just adding some 3 to my clusters. And then I just thought, because I've added a black enamel dot, because I think I've got some black in there, I realised then I had this scalloped black spotted border piece that I thought worked well at the top, just to bring a little bit more pop of black, but not too much. And you'll see there's a little bit left over from that scallop strip, and I do add it to the bottom of the layout in the corner there after I finished. So there, I keep moving it around. There we go. It's sat there. I find a spot for it. That worked really well. Okay, I'll add some journaling lines, and there we go. Okay, there you go. You can see now on the final one, I added the scallop strip at the bottom. Here are some of the close-up pics, so you can see all the details of the fabulous Simple Stories Colour Me Happy collection and the elements I've used from the Hey Little Magpie embellishment kits. I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.